Raging Bob Kinnison here. Christmas Eve. Scratching my head. December 23rd. What's wrong with my phone? I keep staying up here. Here we go. December 23rd, 2018. Sunday. 9:40. Now what time is it? 9:56 p.m. Pacific time. California. A lot of people might see this video. A lot of people may not see this video. I don't really care at this point. It is what it is. So I had to contact the authorities on 4 different individuals within the last 72 hours. Also had to make some reports out. I'm all about trash talk football, you know, political debate, you know, whatever. But there's some people that take this shit too far. Doxing, slander, got to get people's kids involved. Got to do illegal shit. Got to dox somebody. Got to pass their personal info out. I'm not for that. I've been in contact with multiple agencies, including the FBI and the Secret Service, on 4 individuals within the last 72 hours. Because of the doxing, because of the trolling, because of the illegal shit, and because of threats against my president. First individual really needs to get a life. He's been at it for quite a while now. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to give any of these snake in the grasses any attention they deserve, or they do not deserve. This individual is a sick motherfucker. Anyway. He says, this first guy, he says that he's going to send the cops to my house. He says it won't be long and the cops will be on my doorstep. Well, you're wrong, because the cops have already been on my doorstep. As a matter of fact, the authorities have made contact with me 3 times in 3.5 years. So since the summer of 2015, I've had at least 3 contacts with the authorities. The other contacts I've had were just DOT inspections, or I got stopped on the Las Vegas Strip for acting suspicious in September of 2017. It was Labor Day weekend, Friday night last year. I was acting suspicious on the Vegas Strip, and they stopped me, took my ID, ran me, make sure I didn't have any warrants, and they let me go. I took video of it and put it on my Raging Bob Kinnison account. You've probably seen it. This was about a month before the massacre that happened in Vegas. I was in Vegas, yeah, it was on the Strip. So anyway, I'm watching this female truck driver walk across the parking lot. Damn, she's fine. Playing on her phone. She's got a nice ass. Black girl. Anyway, it makes me wonder, are these female truck drivers out here by themselves? Well, some of them are, you know. I'm sorry, Melanie. I was just talking shit. But anyway, like I said, I also had a contact with the California Highway Patrol in August of 2014. I was given a speeding ticket. You want to know every time I was contacted with by law enforcement, shithead? No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to tell you. Well, let's go about these 3 times in the last 3.5 years I was contacted by law enforcement. In the summer of 2015, somebody reported me to the Oakland County Sheriff's Department in Michigan over a Facebook post. I'm not going to say what it was. The Oakland County Sheriff detective showed up on my doorstep. Nonetheless, I wasn't home when they showed up. I was in Arizona. My other home state. When they showed up at my doorstep in Michigan. I was cleared by the detective. And that was that. Again, I was contacted by authorities in November of 2015. The FBI field office in Phoenix called me on the phone saying that they got some reports about me, about Facebook posts that I made. I was also reported to the FBI as a suspicious threat because I was at an open carry gun rally a month prior in Dearborn, Michigan. Yes, I was at a Dearborn, Michigan gun rally a month prior. The FBI field office in Phoenix, Arizona contacted me. I spoke to the agent on the phone. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. But he pretty much told me, well, you got your freedom of speech. I don't see anything wrong here on your Facebook. All I see is pretty much freedom of speech stuff. They did not deem me a threat. They cleared my name, and life goes on again. And the last time, over something on Facebook, was in December of 2017, where some dumbass created a fake profile with my name and was sending out threatening messages or harassment messages or something of that sort. I don't know exactly. This is a long time ago. To certain citizens in the city of Dearborn, Michigan. Once again, Dearborn. Yeah, I go figure. They must have me on their radar or something. Jeez, why don't you slow down in the parking lot, man? God. This pickup truck driving through here like it's a freaking speedway. Dearborn detective calls me on the phone. Says that someone reported me to the cops because of a message that was sent to him under my name. I explained to him what was going on. I explained to him that I had some people making fake profiles of me. He went on to try to, how do I say this? He went on to pretty much convict me on the phone that it was me that did it. And I told him it was not me. I never heard this. I can't even remember the guy's name. Some Arabic name. Middle Eastern name. So I'm suspecting he was a Muslim, but can't confirm it because, I don't know. Dearborn's 50% Muslim, so. But anyway, I told the detective I never heard of this guy. I don't know who he is. I told him what was going on with the trolls, and he said he was not going to pursue it. But he's also told me that if it continued to go on, that he would pursue it. Well, he didn't pursue it because he had nothing on me. So once again, I was cleared by authorities. So to this individual on Twitter, says he's going to send the cops to my doorstep. I've been looked at by the cops, the authorities before. I've been cleared every time. So go ahead and send them to my doorstep. Because I have broken no laws. And we have something called the Fourth Amendment. Probable cause. That means you need a warrant to come in my house. So bring it on. Next person. This next individual has committed crimes. Was putting out personal info of a person I'm not going to say on this video. I've contacted law enforcement on this person several times. They don't seem to give a shit. This person was putting out my personal info. This is going to lead me to the next person. This second individual I'm talking about, he says, I better leave social media or else. Ooh. You're not the first person who's issued me a threat like that. The VV3 has issued me threats like that. Back in 2011-12. He also said, I'm done after tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So what's going to happen on Christmas Eve? He also said he was going to call child services on me. Well, first off, I don't have any kids. I don't live with any kids. I live in a truck. I have a soon-to-be stepdaughter, but I'm not going to get those people involved because it's a personal matter. So go ahead and do what you're going to do. I'm not scared of you. Next person is a military vet. That means he's taken an oath to protect the country and protect citizens. This individual, I haven't heard from him over 3 fucking years. All of a sudden he comes to my YouTube channel and leaves a comment and calls me a pedophile. What do you think, Preston? Yeah, his name is Preston. I'm not going to put his personal info out there because I'm not that kind of a person. Preston, you think that you're going to come to my channel, leave comments, and think that I'm not going to respond? What kind of idiot are you? Of course I'm going to respond. If you send me threatening comments, inflammatory comments, I'm going to respond. Let me go back to the other individual. The other individual said he knows where I'm at. He knows where I'm at. I'm right here. I'm in California right now on business. I'm in California. I'm in California on business. If you know where I'm at. Okay, let's talk about the military vet. I reported him. I think he's in the Army. His profile picture proves he's in the Army. I reported him to the Army. I also contacted the authorities on him because he went on video and threatened my life. He threatened bodily harm against me on video. That's against the military code of conduct. The second individual I talked about went to the third individual's, the military vet, YouTube channel and was putting personal info about me on the military vet's YouTube channel. Well, this military vet, Preston, has taken an oath. When you join the military, I know because I got family and friends in the military. I had friends serve in Iraq, Afghanistan. I got a relative that served in Desert Storm 91. I have an uncle, a couple of uncles that was in Vietnam. Let me just say that I don't believe in the draft. As a matter of fact, I did not sign up for the selective service when I turned 18 because I don't believe in it. I think it's unconstitutional. But I'm too old now to join the military. I'm 36. So I was sent a threatening letter when I was 18. I was sent a threatening letter by the government saying if I don't sign up for the selective service, I might lose my voting rights. I ripped it up and threw it in the garbage. Well, guess what? I didn't lose my voting rights. They never took my voting rights away. I voted it anyway. I don't believe in the selective service. I think it's unconstitutional. The draft is unconstitutional. Let me just say that. But anyway, when you join the military, you take an oath to protect the country and protect the citizens of this country. When somebody is putting private info of me in on your YouTube video in the comment section, guess what? That is a threat towards me. By not deleting the comment, you're not protecting me. That means you're not living up to your oath. I am a U.S. citizen. I am a U.S. citizen of the United States of America. That means you have to protect me. By not deleting the comment of some of my personal info on your video, you are not living up to your oath or the oath that you said that you were going to abide by. That's another violation of the military code of conduct. Preston. And let's get something else straight. You also said on your channel that you have freedom of speech. You're right. You do have freedom of speech. It is a constitutional right. You do have the right to exercise freedom of speech. You're perfectly right about that. However, freedom of speech does not cover slander, defamation of character, and cyberbullying and online threats. That is not covered by the freedom of speech, which those are violations that you violated. Another violation of the military code of conduct. You've broken the law. That's it. He also said that I was going to take him to court. He said that I said I'm going to take him to court. I never said I was going to take him to court. I simply reported him to the Army. I filed a report for a violation of the military code of conduct. Did not say he was going to take anybody to court. But if he wants to go that route, I don't want to go that route. I don't want to destroy anybody's life. The last thing I want to do is ruin somebody's life over some stupid internet drama. It's the last thing I want to do. But when my personal info is being put out there, I have to get the law involved. I don't want to do that. I don't want to press felony charges against somebody and have them have felony charge on their record the rest of their life. I don't want to get them discharged from the military where they can't vote and own a gun the rest of their life. I don't want to do that. And then when they go to get a job, they have to explain why they're discharged from the military over some online troll shit. I don't want to do that. But I'm not going to have my personal info put out there by a bunch of idiots. I'm done with this troll nerd shit. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. The doxing, the trolling. I'm 36 years old. I got life to live, man. I'm done with this shit. TTF, TTC, JWO, who gives a shit? It's a bunch of troll nerd shit. It's fucking teenager shit. These ain't teenagers. These are fucking grown men doing this. We got a 50-year-old. We got a 37-year-old. We got a 20-something-year-old in the military. These are not kids. These are fucking grown men doing kiddie games. Kiddie games at doxing. Something you would expect a 16, 17-year-old to do. We got a 50-year-old doing this shit. How did they sleep at night? Why? What did I do to inherit all these stalkers? I'm like a magnet for these fucking trolls. Last person I'm going to talk about is another 49-year-old. Another zipperhead. This individual is another sick person. He likes to go on YouTube, videotape people, and call them baby rapers and chomos on camera. He is the fourth person I've contacted law enforcement on in the last 72 hours. I don't like calling law enforcement on people. I'm not a snitch. But when you put people's lives in danger, I have to get involved. As a good citizen of the United States of America, it's my constitutional duty as a citizen to watch out for other citizens. Something that Prescott should learn. I'm not even in the military. And I'm looking out for other citizens. So this individual, this last person, travels the West, mostly the West, lives in his car, calls people derogatory names. Anyway, I contacted the Court Seat, Arizona Police Department on him on a couple of occasions, because that's where I guess he's at right now. Because I was concerned about him harassing civilians in the great city of Quartzy. I think he's a public threat. He deserves to be locked up. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Robert Robinson, kind of. Because he goes in public and videotapes people without their consent. Goes on camera, then he calls them baby rapers and chomos. He's a sick person. He's a sad person. He thinks he's funny. He thinks he's cute. He's not. Anybody that finds this guy cute and funny has got problems up here. Anybody that finds any of these four individuals cute and funny is sick in the head. There's nothing cute and funny about doxing somebody, about slandering somebody. So this last individual walked inside a Hardee's restaurant and was illegally videotaping people without their consent. I contacted Hardee's Corporation about it because I was concerned, and they just pretty much gave me the ride around. Hardee's Corporation pretty much told me to go fuck myself, so I'll never be in contact with them again. So I proceeded to contact the authorities in the city of Quartzy, Arizona. They pretty much told me they had their hands tied behind their back because they couldn't do nothing. Because no laws were broken. However, he was in the parking lot of Hardee's sexually harassing a female. Last time I checked, sexual harassment is illegal. However, there's a stipulation to that law. the victim has to feel sexual harassed. There's no doubt he was sexually harassing her. But since the victim did not report it, there was probably no crime. So this guy is just like Robert Robinson, who goes in public, videotapes people without the permission. Oh yeah, he videotapes children too. He does. Oh yeah. This guy, both of them have videotaped children. They actually passed laws in the state of Maine because of Robert Robinson. Robert Robinson is in jail where he belongs. He's a threat. He's locked in a cage. That's where he belongs. I'm glad for the city of Augusta, Maine, that they can sleep at night knowing this animal is locked in a cage. Somebody left a comment. I don't think it was my channel, it was somebody else's channel a few hours ago that said that they said, oh, your best friend Robert Robinson. Let's get one thing straight. Robert Robinson is not my best friend. Robert Robinson is not my friend. Never has been, never will be, never, ever, ever. He came around on my YouTube channel. He left comments. I just responded. I just let him do his own thing. Because he never really bothered me on social media. He never really slandered me or harassed me. I just let him do his own thing. I just kind of responded with, yep, okay, whatever. You know, I didn't really pay attention to too much he did. I didn't want to get too close to the guy. The guy's got problems. Anybody with the right mind can see that. So I didn't want to get too close to the guy, too involved with the guy. Absolutely not. He's not a good citizen. He deserves to be locked in a cage. Joseph Martelli tried for 2-3 years to get him locked in a cage. But it was somebody else that pressured. He was going around in businesses in Augusta, Maine, videotaping children. And the authorities there couldn't do nothing because he didn't violate any laws. Because you can videotape in public. But it was a certain individual who runs a YouTube channel who coincidentally just happens to live in Augusta, Maine. He went to the businesses that Robert Robinson was going to and letting the businesses know what he was doing is why Robert Robinson was trespassed from all those places. And that's what brought the attention to the authorities, what he was doing, and the citizens of Augusta, Maine. They found out what he was doing. Thanks to the new guy. The new guy is his name. So I got to give a shout out to the new guy. I got to give credit where credit's due. The new guy helped prosecute Robert Robinson, and I give him credit. Joseph Martelli didn't do much. He just shot his mouth off. I actually contacted the authorities on Robert Robinson on a couple of occasions. I contacted the Augusta, Maine police in 2016 with a bunch of screenshots of, because he was taking photos of minors and putting them on Twitter. And I contacted the Augusta, Maine police. They responded to me with, well, we pretty much can't do nothing. You got to contact Twitter. I'm like, fine, I'll contact Twitter. So I contacted Twitter. And you know how Twitter is. They didn't do shit. You know, that's the way Twitter is. They'd rather suspend conservatives than to suspend a pedophile. You know, that's the way Twitter is. They'd rather suspend somebody who supports Donald Trump than suspend somebody who threatens Donald Trump. You know, that's the way Twitter is. Twitter, they allow nudity. They allow threats against the president, pedophilia. But my God, if you're a conservative, you got to go. That's the way Twitter is. So Twitter wouldn't do shit. So I just kind of had to wait it out and see what was going to happen. Let me just say, Robert Robinson getting locked up was a wait too long. He should have been locked up 2-3 years ago. But he's in jail. That's where he belongs. Hopefully he stays there. And that's where Connell Peterson belongs. He's a threat. He belongs in jail. I'm tired. I'm just sick of all this fucking shit, you know? Anyway. So I just want to make this video for public record. So in case the authorities, well, they've already looked at me, and I've been cleared by them. So if any motherfucker wants to get the law involved, and the law wants to look into me, which they already have, and I've been cleared several times. Not 49 times in 6 months. Well, that guy didn't get... I wasn't investigated 49 times in 6 months like that nut in Florida who shot up that school. I can't remember his name. Nicholas... fuck was his last name? Nicholas Lanza? Whatever. Nick Lanza or whatever the fuck his name was. The guy that shot up the school in February that spawned the March for Our Lives thing going on. He was investigated 49 times in 6 months by the FBI. He was sending out death threats and shit, and the FBI didn't do nothing. I was only investigated 3 times within 3.5 years. Cleared every time. Because all it was freedom of speech shit. Because when somebody calls the law, they have to respond. That's the law. So when anybody contacts the law or makes a report, they gotta how do I say this? They have to file up with the report just to make sure that, you know, there is no laws broken. That's what the FBI agent I talked to on the phone told me. He told me, well, we got a report. Anytime we get a report, we got to, you know, just investigate it a little and make sure no laws are broken. And he pretty much told me on the phone that, well, what you did on Facebook was freedom of speech. I don't think you're a threat. I told him I'm not a threat. I told him what I do on YouTube and whatever. He's like, I told him about, you know, political stuff, you know. He's like, okay, that's fine. So, I was in full compliance with the law. I cooperated with the law. I believe in constitutional law. I believe in the Fourth Amendment. I believe in due process, unlike these red flag laws. I believe in warrants. I believe in probable cause. That's part of the due process.